What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Texas on a Channel. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. So tonight I'm actually heading over to another YouTuber and good friend of mine, JD. He actually runs another YouTube channel. His information will be in the description. We're getting a supercharger for the Pilot for $100, real cheap. It's a 3800 Series 2 supercharger, but you can adapt them to work on the Pilot with the J35 engine, so I'm super happy about that. Also got the 8 PSI Wastegate Spring we're going to be putting in here afterwards. As you can see right here, it's the blue 8 PSI Spring. And then I'm going to be doing the Honda boost control solenoid. I'm going to do a full install of this in a separate video, but for now we're going to throw the 8 PSI Spring in. I also got some LED lights. I thought this was a set of 2. But it does say 1 light on it, so I should have read. It's kind of my fault. I ended up buying 2 of these, $30 each. It was kind of pricey, but they're really nice. Ended up doing some metal cast anodized yellow. MC202, that's the part number. You just go into O'Reilly's, AutoZone, wherever, and tell them that part number and say it's a Duplicolor paint and get some of that stuff. It's really good. So I ended up ambering them, and they look really nice, as you can see right here. I'll go ahead and turn them on so you can see how bright they are. I have them wired into the parks so I can turn the headlights on separate. I'll go out here and show you. Super bright. You can see so much better. And they're not aimed up. I'm just on a hill, so it looks like they're aimed up. But we're gonna head over to his house real quick. He lives here in Cove along with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and head over there, and we're going to give him this Texas on a Channel air freshener because I don't have a lot left. There's only a couple of these left, so I figured I'd give it to him. He does support the channel pretty good, so huge shout out again. Definitely check his information out in the description. So we're gonna head over there, so here we go. All right, so we're almost over to JD's house, and my buddy Jeremy, aka Mexican Jesse, started tagging along. He saw me driving, guess he's following over, so that's cool. These lights are definitely brighter than what you see. This camera sucks at low light. So I'm going to take a still shot real quick so you guys can see exactly what it really looks like. Definitely looks a lot brighter. Just my low light sucks. But we're almost there. Alright, so we're here over at his house. There's the man of the hour. So yeah, definitely go subscribe to his channel. Link will be in the description.
Most definitely.
You can see some of this. And I told you he was following me. He saw me pass by and I was like, oh, look who's following.
Yeah, I just got done with that Accord I've been working on forever for my friend, and VTEC wasn't working.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you literally hammered and just VTEC just doof, and it fall on your ass. You're like, oh, this sucks.
Here's that supercharger. Look at that. Look at that monster's gonna go in the Pilot.
Ooh, it's gonna be scary.
It's gonna be fun. Just got to get the adapter plate so that this part here can adapt onto the top of the intake manifold already on the J35.
That's that spring box.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Probably wasn't the most sturdiest thing to put it on.
So that's the
But yeah,
spring
because I got it when I still had the Rivy, and I was going to try to attempt to do something with that, but then I ended up getting rid of the Rivy so I could focus on the swaps and everything. And then
Here's your money.
I really appreciate it. So he came in the store today. He's like, he mentioned something about a supercharger. I'm like, bro, I got one just sitting in the garage. Like, it's been on Marketplace for months.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen it on there. I'm like, dude, I can't do nothing with that.
I was so happy when you said that. I'm like, all right, I'm coming to buy it tonight.
I've been telling him, I was like, dude, he's got a supercharger. And he's like, who? I was like, the guy with the purple box. And he's like, no, he doesn't. Yeah, he does. He's on Marketplace.
Yeah, I can't wait to throw that on. It's going to be so much fun.
He didn't believe me in it.
Yeah.
Would have been sold a month ago. Probably.
Yeah, probably would have. Well, he's going to go put that in the Pilot. Thanks again. Definitely go subscribe to his channel.
Yeah, man. Y'all check me out. LS Chevy Rider 254. That's on all social media. I'm on TikTok. Recently got that. Instagram. Primarily on YouTube. We even just started Twitch as well. So we everywhere, man.
Crazy.
Trying to take over. So
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate it, man.
already, man. Thanks again.
I'll definitely have to come by once I get that thing installed for sure.
Yeah, got to. I got
maybe take you for a ride so you can hear it.
reaction video.
Oh, a reaction video. All right, guys. Well, we're heading back to the house now. He's a really good dude, and he's very knowledgeable about the LS install the 8 psi spring in the Civic, maybe go do a pull or two, nothing extravagant, just to make sure that it's working how it should, and then we'll go from there. So here we go. Alright, so we're back at my house. I wanted to show you on the J series right here, there's this little black piece right here. This will actually unbolt, and then there will be a supercharger adapter plate that'll go right here with gasket. And this is kind of how the supercharger will look sitting there, because it will just bolt to the adapter plate, and then this pulley will run down through there. We've got to figure all this out because there is information on the internet. I just haven't done the research yet to fully understand how to adapt it, but I do know they make adapter plates. If I can find someone that can CNC, then they could make an adapter plate for this very easily. This is just a 3800 Series 2 supercharger off of a Buick or a GTP or whatever. But we will have to, for sure, over here, we'll have to take this throttle off and block it off with just a block off plate right here. And then we'll be using the throttle that goes up here, which we still have to figure out what throttle goes up here, what fits. Do we have to use the Buick one? Either way, these are all easy things. Just like the brake booster line that runs to this intake manifold, we'll be using up here instead. But this thing's going to be pretty freaking crazy with it supercharged, and I can't wait to see it. Okay, so it's super simple to put these wastegate springs in on this design. Since the wastegate's right up top, it's easily accessible. Now, there are vehicles where it is quite a pain to get to the wastegates, so those ones won't be as easy, but most likely you already realized that because it's right up top. What I like to do is undo all of these bolts, and then when I get to the last two, that's when I start really putting in some attention. So, because it is under pressure, the spring definitely has a load on it. Definitely under some tension. But this works a lot easier with an Allen wrench socket, which mine broke. I don't even remember how, but it did. So this one here, we only got one left. So this is where you have to push down on it. Luckily, this spring that's in here is really weak, so it's not much pressure, but the 8 psi spring definitely going to have more pressure on it. So we'll get this out. See how simple and easy that was? That thing collapses super easy. Like, that's why it's such a weak spring. Like this one here, it takes a lot more force to get it to do that. And I can't even collapse it as easy. As you can see, none of the diaphragm is actually pinched, so definitely wasn't any issue there. So that's good news. Now we basically just put this top piece right here back on. What I like to do is get one of them ready. Now that there's definitely more spring load. It's not very easy. This is definitely going to help. I'm actually going to have to turn the boost controller all the way down, so that way we're not over boosting. Because this tune is only set up for 9 psi maximum. It's technically tuned all the way to 30 psi, but since I don't have the aftermarket map sensor, it can only sense up to, like, I think it's 9.9 psi safely. And then at 10 psi, it starts wigging out a little bit, so that's why the safety feature will boost cut it at 9. I think it's 9 on the dot. So we will definitely have to turn the manual boost controller down. But in the next video, I will be installing the electronic boost solenoid, the Mac valve. So I figured I'd dedicate its own video, so I'm not like putting it in another video, so people can find it a little easier if they're searching for how to do it. I'll make sure that that's pretty detailed. It's pretty easy to do, actually. The tuning side of it, for me, is the more difficult part, but Michael, he knows his stuff with that tune, so if you have boost by gear and you want it dialed in real nice to where it's spooling the turbo up real fast, then definitely hit him up. We're gonna let it get up to operating temperature, and then me and Mexican Jesse are gonna head out to Mexico, you know, because it's right below Texas, and we live in Texas.
Yes.
It's not that far of a drive.
No.
And we'll be able to see what PSI it's at. It's definitely at operating temperature now, so here we go.
Your data log.
That was absolutely crazy. Definitely pulled really good. Yeah, he can verify.
Don't sleep on a D series.
Yeah, and this is nothing. I mean, it is something, but it's not anything compared to like my 30 PSI setup.
Oh man, that one was crazy too.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna go over this data log real quick. I'm gonna let the car cool down for a sec. Alright, so I've been letting it cool down. Wanted to show you the data log real quick. It hit 8.8, 8.7. It's pretty consistent at the high 8s, very low 9. We did definitely hit a 9. The air fuel is a little rich right here. Up here in the 11s, that's about where we want it, 1150 with 93 pump gas. A very low 12, like, you know, a high 11, low 12 would be okay. Up here's pretty decent, but we'd still like to be in the 1150s. But yeah, second gear, as you can see, because there's a lot of skeptics out there. 94 mile an hour. That's pretty much where I let off gear 2. This would be gear 1. It says gear 1, gear 2. I just have a really long gear transmission, guys. But yeah, it's pulling great. Also, I wanted to show you what happened, so check this out. And don't worry, guys, I didn't blow anything up. I just blew a coupler off. But I'm going to do the hairspray trick where you spray the coupler with hairspray on the inside, stick it back on, tighten it down, and you're good to go. That actually works really well. I didn't do it to these ones. I did it to one of them, I believe, but I didn't do it to all of them, so not a big deal. Just got to take the bumper off, reset that in there. But yeah, these things happen. The boost leak is caused because I have a 2 1/4 inch T-bolt clamp tightened all the way down, and I need a 2-inch. So this is really my fault that the coupler even popped off. It did it on the way home, so not a big deal. This thing is definitely not as slow as it used to be. You can even ask Jeremy.
And don't sleep on the D series.
Yeah, it's definitely pulling pretty good. The clutch can't keep up now. I don't even know what clutch is in here because I haven't torn into it. Like I said, this is a stock D15B with a turbo and a skunk 2 intake manifold. So we can focus on getting that MAC valve in, and then I need to get a 4-bar map sensor because once we get the MAC valve in, we're going to want to go over 10 pounds. I'm probably going to tune this thing to 12 and call it good on this engine and take it to the dyno, see what it makes, have fun with it. It rips really hard right now, so I'm super happy with how it is right now, but we know it can do better. But with that clutch slipping, I don't even know what clutch is in here because I haven't torn into it, like I said, though. And we need to get a probably stage 3 or stage 4. I usually run with the 6-puck sprung, so I need to do that soon. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with how it's turning out. And the Pilot's going to have the supercharger in hopefully soon, but I can't make promise on that. The supercharger does need the adapter plate that goes underneath it, but that's like $550. And then I have to do some other things, get the right belt and all that. But this thing is awesome. Can't wait to see that on the Pilot. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely subscribe. Every Monday and Friday I drop a video, and I try to get some in between. So definitely come back, check my playlists, and stay tuned for more because we definitely have more coming on this car and the Pilot. So I'll see you guys in the next video. And as I like to say, God bless, stay safe, stay awesome.